you struggle with your kids at home? Your kids sometimes get very anxious, easily irritated, can't express what's going on, they don't know how to say it, don't have words for it, and you might want to send them to a counselor to find out what's going on, but because they don't talk, you're stuck. Well, art therapy might help you. With art therapy, we don't need language. We can encourage the kids to express themselves, and what matters always comes up. Hi, I'm Rob Gray. I've been an art therapist for over 30 years and I'm the director of CECAT. And I've mainly worked with children over the last nearly 40 years. Even as a teenager, I've been working with children in respite care. My mom is a psychoanalyst, working a lot with kids as well. And I always found that art is a natural language for children. So it's not like something difficult, like adults might say, oh, I can't draw. Kids don't worry about that. If you have a child with you in therapy and you ask them to draw, to paint, to sculpt, it's the easiest thing ever to do. Whereas if you ask them, what's going on at home, they don't know what to say. So working as an art therapist with children is brilliant. They express themselves, they have a good time. In normal therapy, a child might feel intimidated by their therapist. Why would I tell this old man what I'm feeling? Whereas drawing with the old man or painting or having fun, now that's a different story. Every child enjoys doing that. And as they play and draw and sculpt, they start sharing with you what they're experiencing while they're doing art. They start sharing with you what they see, what it looks like, what it feels, what they're seeing. And as they start sharing that story with you, you start to getting an insight what's going on for them, and you might relate it back to them and say, is that what's going on for you at home? I worked a lot in child protection early on, and there was a 3-year-old, and she was removed from her parents' home into a foster care home. And so I had to work out, is the foster care home the right place for her or not? And I'm not actually judging, but the child protection services were very curious to find out. So I asked the girl, can you draw yourself at the moment in your life? And she drew 2 houses in her picture. And she told me after she drawn the houses, one house is my mom's house, and the other house is the house of the foster carer. She was 3-year-old, so she didn't say much, but when she looked at her picture, she could tell you, that's my mom's house, that's the foster carer house. Tell me a bit about it, I asked her. And she said, well, in my mom's house, this is where I want to be. I want to be with mom. But can you see the cupboard? And I said, yeah, what about the cupboard? This is where I used to stash my food, because mom often didn't feed us. So I had to hide food there, so I had something to eat. And how did that make you feel? It made me feel terrible. You know, I love mom, but I actually don't want to be there. So what are you saying? Well, I'd rather live in the other house with my foster carer, because there's always food on the table. You can see that in the picture, but I don't want to lose mom. So you see out of that little example how meaningful art therapy can become for a child who would never share that story with a counselor, very unlikely, but through art therapy and the image, it just brings it up naturally to that child.